Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these badass mid-sized trucks, you guys know I love to drive. This is your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we've got a special. I'm playing around with the time zones or the time frames of doing these live shows, so bear with us a little bit. I know there wasn't a ton of notice on this one, but this may not be actually a very long show as well, so just bear with me. But I want to say hi to everybody who is joining in. Let me know where you're joining in from tonight. I'm kind of curious about that. And I want to talk some obviously mid-sized trucks. Man, Sydney, I'm an idiot tonight. But I wanted to talk a little bit of mid-sized trucks because, well, we haven't, these have been sporadic a little bit. And I had some thoughts about the Ranger Raptor. There's some Ranger Raptor news that's been popping out. And I thought, hey, why not, instead of just doing a normal video, why not bring the video to you guys and we can kind of have some back and forth. So it's Friday. You know what that means. It's time to chill. It's time to have a glass of my favorite. And we will go from there. So, there we go. All right. Oh, man. I wish my shoulder would actually start moving. Oh, man. What's up, Troy? What's up, Eric? What's up, YouTube Car Spotters Guide? YouTube Car Spotters Guide. Thank you so much for that super chat. 803. You guys know I like the weird numbers when you guys do super chats. I greatly appreciate that. And you've been with me for pretty much the beginning, man. So I greatly appreciate that. But as you can see, my hat, look at this, how dirty my hat is tonight. That's because this is Las Vegas dirt. I mean, turn it this way, you can see a little bit more Las Vegas dirt. We got Las Vegas dirt all over this hat. And that's part of why I wanted to talk a little Ranger Raptor. Because what I think might be coming down the path for the truck is a school for this thing. And me and Kelly, we just got back from the Bronco Raptor. I gotta go back this way. I gotta go El Natural tonight. But we just got back from the Bronco Off Roadeo Raptor school. And we had a blast. We did over 70, 75 miles of off-road trails. They had an Ultra 4 course. They had some Baja style courses that you could run. And now these weren't miles of courses like you would do obviously in Ultra 4, Johnson Valley, where they're doing the King of the Hammer stuff, but it just give you kind of a little taste of what was happening. And it showed the capabilities of the Bronco Raptor. And well, Ford's been pushing desert racing with the new Rangers. We've seen all kinds of pictures where they had the Code Orange one that was built in Australia. They brought it over here to run I believe it was the Baja 1000. I think they ended up winning their class for that truck. 120 Down Under picking up my Ranger Raptor next week after a 15-month wait. Man, I know you guys have been waiting for like crazy. It's your Ranger Raptors, like what we went through for Broncos here in the United States. It was just this long wait. Of course, I know you guys, I believe what they're building in Thailand is where the Ranger Raptors for your market are. And I know they're cranking them out for a global market. And man, the wait would kill me. And you guys get some cool colors that I kind of wish we got. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, with going to this the Bronco Raptor school, it really got me thinking, what if Ford were to do that? Now I know they've done the full-size F-150. They've done some Raptor schools with that thing. It's a big truck, so not super interested for me in taking a big truck out desert racing. But the idea of like the Bronco style, the small mid-sized truck was pretty appealing. And at times, man, so I'll just start from how it works. And my Bronco Talk Live people on Mondays, I'm going to give you a full breakdown on this. I've got a special guest coming in who just did the course tonight or today that I want to get his opinion as a customer, and me and Kelly will talk about what we thought as journalists. But they take you to this course. And I had no idea how long it was going to be. Now, when you get in the building, they fit you for helmets and all this, they got a little net, not netting per se, but like a little sock that goes over your head because, clearly we're still coming out of pandemic. They want everybody to feel safe as possible, but they give you a helmet. And when they give you a helmet, you're like, uh-oh, it's on. Like if they're giving me a helmet in a kind of a race SUV, yeah, I'm going to get to have fun with this thing, and fun we did. But what I didn't expect was I thought, okay, they just have this course laid out. It's probably a couple mile course. They break everybody through this. No, we did about 75 miles of pure off-road. And the off-roader me loved it. I wasn't necessarily prepared for in my head of what we were going to do. And so it took me it took me a couple minutes to get into it. And the instructors were great. They really let us know, they were on the radio constantly. I did a video on this, but they really let us know, here's what's coming up, what to expect. But the problem I did have with it is I had a slowpoke in front of me, and I'm only picking, of course, because the whole going out to the race section was pretty slow, 30, 40 miles an hour at the most. But coming back, dude, I let that the Bronco Raptor eat, and there was a moment where I was hitting 60, 65 mile an hour out on the flats, and not in nice conditions. I mean, this was very rocky, big gravel, and it was out in the desert of Las Vegas. So the idea that they're letting the Bronco do that kind of stuff means they have to let the Ranger Raptors here in the United States get a little bit of that fun, because now I know the Bronco Raptor might be built a little bit better for some of this because of for one, the tire selection. They're doing a 37-inch tire versus what we're going to get is a 33-inch tire. So that's already kind of a bummer for this kind of running, but I really do have a feeling that they're going to do this for the Ranger. So I'm kind of excited by that, and hopefully my midsize truck people are excited as well, because Ford's really, I say this a lot. We have a lot of Ford product, but I'm not brand loyal to Ford by any means. I've been a Nissan guy forever, but Ford has just been bringing it, man. They really have. And when they did the Bronco Off Roadeo stuff that I wasn't really excited about, because I'm an old school, I want a manual transfer case and I just want to put it in gear and do my own thing. And with the new electronically controlled everything, it is pretty smart for these manufacturers to put you on a course they built where you can get a feel for everything. You can understand what the product's going to do. And while trucks aren't necessarily the same, there won't be approach angles won't be as similar as what I can expect that the Broncos get. I do expect pretty good. We've seen the truck, and I know our friends in Australia, they have the trucks. But I do expect that we're going to get pretty good capability out of this. Now, the only bummer to any of this is that pesky ZR2 Bison. That's the Colorado that's going to get 35-inch. They're small 35s, basically what the same size tire that the Bronco here gets with the Sasquatch package. But they are, they're going to, for clearance, they're going to have us, and you guys know I have a Ranger Raptor on order with Brighton Ford there in Michigan. I'm pretty pumped about that, but I kind of was disappointed at the press release that when I, me and some journalists were talking and they were shuttling us into the press event for the Ranger, and we were talking, and everything I've seen of the Ranger Raptors that here in the United States that we're testing were all on 33-inch tires. So I didn't expect, at no point did I expect, they're going to surprise us with 33s. But there were some print guys that were dead set that, oh no, they're going to. I mean, they're putting 37s on the manufacturing floor in Michigan where they're building the Bronco. They'll do it for that truck. And I was like, there's no way, but I wish there was. But Ford Engineering said, Ford Performance Engineering said at that press event that they were talking. The reason they didn't do it was for up travel. The bigger tire, you're going to lose some up travel, and that's what they said. They did it. Didn't want to go with a larger size tire, which bums me out. But I'm sure down the road I'll put larger tires on mine. Anyways, I kind of rambly tonight. But I'm curious if you guys have questions or comments about the course. Now, I know this is mid-sized trucks, but like I said, I have a feeling Ford is preparing something for the trucks. Some sort of, do they take them out to Johnson Valley in California? Do they do something in Las Vegas? I mean, Las Vegas seems to be ideal because it's pretty similar terrain and it's more of controlled areas. Like I think what Ford had told us, this was an ex-Boy Scout camp where we were at. Part of it was BLM land, Bureau of Land Management land. And so that's how I think they were able to get the course they were at. Now, I think the roads that we were on some of them were shared roads with other, private land out there and such. But I think that's how they get access to all of that. But I came back from that event pretty pumped. Like I said, for Bronco, I've not been very excited for that training they were doing. But for the Raptor version, I was very excited, and it just led me to do this for the Ranger Raptors. And hopefully, I always say we do this for you guys in Australia as well. And then maybe they do, and I just don't know. But I like the idea that manufacturers they're using it as a sales point. I mean, that's 100% what this is about. They want to, they want to make it, oh, you get a free pass to do this. Well, there's still some cost to it, but it's pretty smart PR move on their part of like, hey, it's low hanging fruit. We've got, I think they had 16 Raptors. I think they had about 20, 22 because they had some set off to the side. But there was, I believe it was 16 journalists at a time that went through their course. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. And like I said, it got me excited even more for the Ranger Raptor that's coming. But I'm kind of bummed talking Ranger Raptor is because build dates they're starting to schedule build dates or production dates for the US version of these things. And I haven't got a build date yet. And they just started this week, so I shouldn't be that bummed, but I am. I'm gonna have to reach out to Ford PR and say, hey guys, can we push me along in this process? 120 down under Meteor Gray is what you ordered. Nice, man. That's really nice. Let's see. Plenty of guys are running 35s. I guess I should do it over here. So he says plenty of guys are running 35s in Australia, and they look tough. I bet they do, man, because you can do a small 35. It's pretty easy. I think there's probably a little bit of trimming from what limited time I got with the Ranger Raptor at the press event. There's definitely some crash bars and stuff, just like the Bronco guys have to deal with that you're going to have to remove. And I think on the trucks, you're going to have to manually remove those, not with a bolt, with a sawzall of some sort, a cutting apparatus. But I'm pretty pumped. And I think that truck, especially with 400, what is it, 405, something like that, 406 horsepower. I think it'd be all right with 35s. And I've got a video. My second video is already lined up to do when I get my truck. So pretty excited. And down there, let's see, Meteor Gray. I ordered Shelter Green, which is the new green here in the United States. It's a metal flake. I'm not really a green guy. I've had one green car in my life. It was a 1994 Pontiac Firebird that I bought brand new. And I only bought that car my current car was broke down. I told my buddy, I was like, run me through the Pontiac dealership. And he did. And I was looking at those Firebirds, and he's like, they're never going to sell you one of those cars. And yeah, the next week I come driving in his driveway in one of those cars, and with a high payment that I could not afford really at the time, but I did it anyways. But so I want to bring some news up and talk about this because it is news. And let's see, not 100% prepared here, but hopefully you guys are having a fun start to your weekend, Friday. Maybe you're getting ready for to go out and do something fun. Maybe you're not. I do not know. But like I said, I wanted to kind of try this time zone or time period with you guys. So this is from Bronco 6G, or I'm sorry, Ranger 6G. And as you can see here, Nathan, your vehicle has been scheduled to build. That's his order ID, which I love when they cover these things up. This guy didn't, but then a lot of people cover these things up like somebody's going to steal your truck. They can't get your truck, man. The dealership doesn't even own the truck yet. But it says, we're excited to let you know we will be building your 2024 Ranger Raptor the week of September 11th, 2023. And I seen that, and I knew this was coming. I knew the dates. Ford's been back and forth when they were going to start releasing production dates for these trucks. And I did not get this email. And part of the problem with us with these are as well, Ford had there was a communication issue where they were allowing retail orders, which were customer orders, to go through at the day one, and then they told the dealerships, "Oh, you have to convert those to dealership orders, or they'll never go through." So Brighton Ford did that. They converted mine. I did get the initial email from my original order ID of, "Hey, your Ranger Raptor has been ordered," and so now I won't get any updates like this unless Allie over there at Brighton Ford happens to tell me any kind of good news. But as you can see here, this person did get a VIN. So once again, very jelly that they got that VIN. But you know, it's the name of the game. Like, I hope everybody that gets this truck, for one, wants this truck. I know there'll be some flippers of this thing. People will be all pissed off for quite a while. You know, these people, they just buy these trucks and they, you know, want to flip them. And I think that was part of Ford's reasoning too, to give each dealership one, was to help slow down flippers and not allow. Let's trickle this truck out just a little bit. But there was a few, as I go through this forum real quick, there was a few in here. I say that and I can't find any of the other ones. Let's see. We'll look at page 2 there real quick. But there was a few that I've seen. I've seen it all over Facebook as well. People getting their build dates. And like I said, I'm a little jelly. When I get the truck is when I get the truck. You know, for what we do, we need to be some of the first to get our hands on this truck. But either way, this is a truck that I'm actually very excited just to own for a while. So, you know, I think I talked to last Midsize truck show. I think I kind of said my plans of where I would like to do is own this truck for 6 months or so, flip it into the new TRD Pro, which I don't know that that can happen or not. But I may even just hold on to this truck for a while because I am that excited about it. And after sitting in one of these things at the press event, I think they've done an outstanding job with the interior of this vehicle. It's one thing I will say that I'm not been impressed with the Chevrolet Colorado was I think where maybe the Colorado, that I like the outside body lines a little bit better. I think they didn't go as hard in the interior, and I think Ford has really made this interior of a Raptor look like a small Raptor. The seats are cool; they're all custom. It's very exciting, and from the stuff I've seen of JR2, it's just kind of that. And you guys know how I feel about the engine. I just cannot go for a 4-cylinder engine. I don't care if it's making 310 horsepower. I'm just not excited excited by that. Let's see. YouTube Car Spiders guy says, oh wait, how much better does the interior feel than a 23 Rangers? Eric, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Now I will say on the XLT that I did a walk around video in and sat in, does have the cloth style seats that you would see like in a base Bronco. It's the same sort of material. I think you see it in the F-150s as well. There's some of that definitely in there, but it's not. The days of the boring, just sort of boring cloth seats are kind of over, and they give you a really nice, exciting seat. It sits very comfortable. Lots of in the Rangers, Raptors, lots of bolstering, which is part of the whole Raptor experience, because especially after experiencing it this week of being sloshed around a little bit on these trails, you definitely need that bolstering. So you've seen in the video where we're like bouncing around a little bit, but my body always felt still with the steering wheel and in the seat. Now, you know, my head might have been bouncing around a little bit, but I felt very in control of the vehicle. But I want to let me pull up one more thing here, because I want to show also on the old book of faces, the Rangers up there. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's going to take me a second because there's only like 700. You know, everybody wants to be in control of a forum on Facebook, which is hilarious, but it is what it is. My old dog there scratching. Let's see here. There's actually have a good poll here, so we'll pull this poll up. Let's see. There we go. So this was somebody 9 hours ago had posted, what week was your truck scheduled for production? 8%. You know, now these numbers are very skewed, so just take these with a grain of salt. 8% for 9/11, the week of 9/25, 2%. Not scheduled is 73%, which I need to go ahead and click that one. Let's change that. Now it's 75%. 9/18 looks like to be 3%, and then still waiting for order confirmation is 13%. If you're still waiting for an order confirmation on a Raptor, you need to go step your foot in that dealership, because you know, it may be a situation like I just said earlier, where when they had to switch it to a dealership order, you're not going to get any. The dealership gets all the info. You're not going to get any info about it. But protect yourself as much as possible. I seen that with Broncos, where some bad dealers were they were switching out emails, and when your vehicle came in, they never notified you, and I think technically they have 1 week. You have to, and Eric is a salesman. He might know better than me on that, but I thought what I remember hearing was you had 1 week to be notified, and after that they can do whatever they want with the vehicle. And they, in a lot of cases with Broncos, they did do whatever they wanted with it. But there was some dealerships caught changing emails. So that's why Ford's went into this more authenticated system. I forget, Eric, I'm sure you know what it is. I had to do it for my Ranger Raptor, but it's a more authenticated system. And I did it for my Mustang as well, which I do have some Mustang news, but this is a truck show. You guys don't care about my Mustang. But let's see here. Here's this was interesting. This person was talking about this auto start stop, and I'm curious, for my people down in Australia, do you guys have to deal with this stupid auto start stop stuff? Because it's ridiculous to me. I hate that in my Bronco. Here's another one. There you can see there is another one that's being built. It gives them the date of the 25th. Now, one thing with this, you guys have to remember too, with Raptor, they're not just cranking those things. They might do 210 a day. At no means, I know they have around $3,000 they need to build for the model year, because that's what Ford said each dealership will get one. I think there's like 32 or 3,500 dealerships in the US and Canada. So they have to build one for each dealership. So, I mean, but that doesn't mean they have to crank them out. And any production, I worked for Nissan manufacturing when at the plants, we didn't go full bore. They just, they slowly move into this, even with the normal Ranger. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to slowly move into the production. Now I believe, I can't remember. I can't remember if 23 Rangers are completely done now, or they should be wrapping up that model, the 5th gen. So even at that, they slowly, because people are learning how to build these things, and there's a lot of similarities to it, but it's just they let their employees get the routines down, so they go slow, and each week you keep ramping it up. I think at one time for Nissan, when I was building on their truck lines, their Frontier, I think we were building about 450 a day is what we were doing. And they would let you would know at the beginning of the day. They told you in how many hours you had to work, but they would give you at the end of the day how many trucks you built and stuff, which was exciting. I actually like that part of the manufacturing. I was very excited by that. Let's see. D. Cooper says, do lower order numbers get filled first? If you mean like these order ID numbers, these have nothing to do with anything. I know for Allie over at Brighton Ford, my order ID is always an A, and then her last initial for A in Du Bois, however you say her last name, is always in the middle of that. So I'm not sure each dealership might handle that a little bit different, but order ID numbers have nothing to do with anything. The VINs, now you could learn a little bit. I'm sure this person, they're not showing their VIN. But now the VINs, you can kind of see where you're at in the VIN order. And I'll bring this up because this is actually good for people who are worried about Rangers and Ranger Raptors coming up. Let me bring up my Ford account, and we'll talk about window stickers just a little bit. So let's check my order status, and you guys, I'll let you see this as well. So I have nothing here. I'll bring this up. So you go over to Ford.com. Here, let's restart this. So we'll go over to Ford.com, go in, check order status. And there's your customer order number right there. You can see A01D, because this is Allie's first Mustang she sold this or ordered. I don't know if that has to do how her dealership handles that. But then here's my VIN. And I'm not a robot, or I hope I'm not. And it might pop up, might not. Let's see. All we got is time, right? There we go. So this is my Mustang that we have coming, and it's a pretty Mustang. I really, if they would have done the Ranger Raptor in this Rapid Red, I would have totally done that, and we would have had just Rapid Red family over here. But once you get your VIN, you can go to this screen. It'll get right here, my order confirmation right there, 327 on the Mustang. They scheduled it for the week of 6/15. It didn't go into production till 6/27. I know Flat Rock, Michigan, the plant, they've had some quality issues, and I even think there was an issue with the fitment of the actual engine when they were dropping the engines in or raising the engines in, that there was contact of body. There was something going on that I remember hearing, but I know that my car is actually built, and I can prove that to y'all. But you'll get your production date, and when it says built, it'll say here final preparation. But the big thing right here is once you get this VIN, you should, if I remember right, you'll get a window sticker. So we'll pop this window sticker up, and there's a few things. I've done some videos on this. I did a video on the Mustang, and I've done some stuff on the Broncos, reading their window stickers, because there is some good information on this. So once you Raptor guys or Ranger guys in general, once you get your window sticker, you can learn a lot. So right up here, you see this 615, and it says blend. For trucks, blend dates when the body meets the frame. So they stamp out the bodies get painted. Some manufacturers do it different, but my understanding is Ford paints the bodies, they store them, and they start pulling bodies in as their production schedule allows, whatever colors. They don't just it's on time. I forget what they call it. On time parts is how they do it. So they bring the bodies in, and maybe some of it is they let them cure somehow. I don't know. I know Nissan, they painted them. It was all on the line. They just keep coming. But so blend date is when like I said, the body and the frame meets. So that's the actual build date. That's when the vehicle will be built. So that's good info. You can see now these do change from time to time, because like I said earlier, my car was actually built on the 27th because of production issues. But over here, if you look right here, you can see right here, I know I need a better way of pointing this out, but my car was supposed to be number 36 of 193 built that day. So that's pretty interesting. And once again, you can go down, and some of this is verified. Where's it at? Where is it at? It's been a minute since I've had to read this thing, but the same information is down here. Here's that's the special order. So this is because I ordered this car. The 6/6/23 right there is when I believe the invoice date is on the car. So they invoice the dealership then. So it's basically paid for, or going to be paid for by the time it hits the dealership. What else? See, convoy here. So if you're out on the West Coast, you're going to have rail there. It's going to say rail. Mine's convoy because mine's literally going about 40 miles, 50 miles from Flat Rock, Michigan to Brighton Ford, which is why I've been ordering my Fords up there so I can get it a little faster. But be sure to read this information. Here's part of your VIN right there. Once again, there's some good information on that. So if you are looking for the breakdown of this stuff, I do have like I said, search it on YouTube, All Terrain Nation Ford window sticker. I have a pretty good video where I really in detail break all this down. But if you got the VIN, man, you're going to be excited to know that you're getting close. Now, the worst part for getting a VIN and these production days are knowing that it's coming. But the problem is once you get that blend date, say you get a window sticker, it says, or on the app itself, pop this back up here. Or if you get it like the production date right here, that's the worst, because now you're waiting for right through here, the final 3 steps, and knowing it gets built. And there's a way you can look at the modules to see if the computers have turned on. And I'll show you in a minute how I know my Mustang's been built. I talked to Ford actually today, their little chat thing, and it told me it was built, but Allie also tracked the vehicle. But this is the hardest part of ordering any of these trucks or cars right here. Like getting this is like exciting. You're like, oh, it's in production. It's gonna be built. It's that Amazon culture of like, we want it now. But no, it's the delivery process. That's going to be hard. And for us Mustang guys right now, mine was built 6/27. It's 7/14 now. And like I said, I know it's still at Flat Rock. They haven't pushed any because Ford hasn't allowed any sales of Mustangs just yet. They're going and they're trying to get some quality issues straightened out, I believe. But and they'll do this exact same thing for Ranger. So if you're a Ranger guy and you got the nice email this week, it's only the headache's only starting. Trust me, the Bronco guys completely understand and know the stress of all this right here, especially with the pandemic. Now, I do think Ford has gotten their P's and Q's in line with some parts, and I think that's why also you're not seeing with Ranger Raptor. You're not seeing them like, could they build only that? Sure, they could, but they have orders. They do have 2,000 to 3,000 orders that I think Tim Bartz has talked about in his live streams. Initial orders that people would order, so they have to build other Rangers, and then dealerships once by the end of the year, dealerships will start having these things sit in dealerships, which is something I know our Australian friends don't get to really participate much in. I think you guys have to pretty much order everything. They have I think they have like a tester or two that you can kind of figure if you like that vehicle, but past that, like you have to order it if I remember right. And I think a lot of Europe's the same way. Andy, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for that super chat. Who dis? Wait, they're bringing in the bodies. What did I walk into? Oh man, I ain't seen you in a couple of these, Andy. Let's see. Without a stop, if you keep it in the lower gear, it does not work. Well, no, well, and I know I'm the Jeep YouTube car spotter Scott. Guys, I had a Gladiator that I just sold. You could fool the system on a Jeep by keeping the wheel. You could just put a little turn to the wheel, and it wouldn't allow the system to shut down because it thinks you're about to move. You're in the position of moving, and I believe it's still hydraulic steering on that, where the Ford products are electric and a little harder to fool. But I just turn mine off every time, and I need to get the Ford scan. I have the Ford scan. I just need to get into the computer and deactivate some of that stuff because it's just, I don't know why it's awful, but it is. And I will say Jeep has had an issue with theirs because there is a little battery. My understanding, there's a little battery to that system. Like, I want to say it's like a little motorcycle battery. I don't know that Ford has this. I do know that Jeep does have something like this. And they've had some issues with those batteries failing and just caused the car to go into limp mode. You can't do anything with it. So, and there is a bypass for the Wranglers and Gladiators. But have you anybody in this chat? Have you gotten your production date yet for your Ranger? If you have, congratulations, and I'm totally jealous of you once again. Bully to you, but I'm you guys know I'm pretty excited about the Mustang, but I'm telling you, after driving Ford's off-road course, I'm very, very excited that they need to do the off-roadeo version for Ranger Raptor. The only thing I could see, what's up, Nikki? She is at the Kid Rock show. I did see your post about that. Hope you have fun. Let's see. But I really do hope that they would do it. The only thing I could see holding back Ranger for something like this is sales numbers. And they want to keep, I think the Bronco Raptor is around 5,000 sales a year. And they'll want to, after next year, they'll want to keep Ranger Raptor pretty low. And I think that's the only thing that might hurt us getting an off-road course like this. But once again, they do it with F-150. They do have a school of sorts. I believe it's in Utah. But I'm just so pumped. I'm being honest. Like, after driving that off-road course, and the fact that, like I said earlier, I hit 65 mile an hour in that Bronco Raptor like it was nothing. And yeah, you were. I won't say it was just like being on the highway, but it was pretty low effort to keep it straight doing those speeds, man. And once again, I'm talking. I was going over rocks, like not just one rock, like big rocks at that speed, and it just chewed it up. And I have a feeling the truck might handle a little bit better. I think wheelbase will be slightly longer, which should allow for more easy straightaway speeds. But I'm also excited. I did talk to my communications person over at Ford. She was at this event, and I was like, "Hey, when's press drives for the Ranger?" Because I think we have a pretty good, between me and you guys, we have a pretty good audience for that. And Ford does seem to like when I talk trucks. So there you go. Let's see. Steel Bronco not offering code orange in the 2024 Ranger Raptor. Is it done for the Bronco as well? Steel Bronco has some inside. There's a lot of stuff, especially with Allie being on the show now, that I can't, and I don't get my information from Allie, but I can't jeopardize her stuff. But I will say, I did ask Ford that this weekend, is code orange done? And they said not necessarily. And it's not what you think, but it isn't what you would. I can't hint. There's nothing I can hint about it. But is it completely done? No. We'll just leave it at that. But I know a code orange was my initial. That was my initial color that I wanted for the Ranger. And I know, like I said, our Australian friends get that color. I was pretty excited about it, and I'm not a green guy. And when I saw this shelter green, I was just like, damn, that looks good. And me and Kelly looked at the Azure. We did the review of the Ranger Raptor in Azure Gray, and I liked that quite a bit as well, which I didn't think I would because I don't like Area 51. And it's a very similar color, except Area 51 is more of a flat color where the Azure has got a lot of metal flake in it. So you do get some kind of that cool prettiness, the shine to it. But I think the shelter green for me, it's the launch color for the U.S. market, and I tend to want to try to get launch colors if I can. Now, Mustang was different because Rapid Red is a classic Mustang color, and I don't that color they're putting on the not the Night Pony, Dark Horse. I don't like that color at all. Kelly loves that color, but I do not like that shape-shifting colors. It's not for me. So even if that would have been for Mustang, I would have never gotten that as their launch color. But the code orange, I definitely would have picked up. I think it's a good-looking color, and I think that's one thing Ford needs to look at with their paint palette. I want to bring that up real quick while we're talking about that, because Ford's paint palette is, I won't say it's awful, but it's not very inspiring. I think they could do better, and especially since this little truck now is built in the same place that the Broncos are built. Bronco needs some exciting colors, and I there was one floating around this past week. It's a hot pink, and I don't know if it's for the Barbie movie premiere or what, but I was told that it's not going to be in a color. But they do need to put some exciting colors out there. As you can see, we'll just do a quick palette look here. There is the shelter green, which this in person, it will look like this kind of military green at times, and then it just looks different. I'm not saying it's a shape-shifting paint like I was just bitching about, but it does have some glimmer to it. But I mean, black is always going to be that's always going to be a staple. You know, the Oxford white as well, white, which I think white on that Raptor looks pretty good. Iconic silver, those are your three colors that are always going to be there. Past that, it's just bland to bland to bland. And once again, I like these two colors, but I need some sporty colors, and I want to say we might see. There were some hints. Ford, they always give you the same thing. Me and Kelly's talked about this. You know, we do not talk about future products, but they would hint at some things might be coming. So I had dinner with one of the engineers with Ford Performance this past week, and you know, we just had some off record stuff. I'm not going to get into too much about it, but we just, you know, we kind of hashed it out. I just let them know that, hey, the customers want some fun stuff. Now, whether me telling that engineer that does anything, probably not. But I think the cool thing about what we do here at the channel is we're enthusiasts of all cars and trucks. So there's still the excitement for me about it, but obviously there's the journalist part where I'm going to pressure these guys to ask the questions, and knowing they'll never ask. But if I don't do it, especially on camera, you guys will never respect what we do. So, but we did at dinner. We talked to him about it, and you know, look at this. The Velocity Blue is the one exciting color. You know, past that, like Code Orange would have been great in there. And it's not like they weren't shooting that color at map. You know, Code Orange is it's a Bronco Raptor color. There was at Bronco Off Roadeo, there was two of them, I believe. They had every color out there, but I want to say there was two Code Oranges out there, and I ran. That's it was like high school, man. Like as soon as they let you free to get into whatever, they're just in a row. You just grab which one you want. Me and Kelly ended up with a black Ranger Raptor. And black's not always the most fun vehicle color to film, but it's okay. There were some influencers there that deserve time in some of these fun colors. They did invite a Jeep guy, super nice guy, and funny enough, he's out of Nashville. Did not know why he got an invite to that event. And I've seen this happen before with other brands where they find people on Instagram or somewhere. and they'll just invite them, and they have no connection to the brand. And this dude, after he showed me his Jeep, very built up Jeep, awesome guy. And after driving the or the Bronco Raptor, he was like, "I need to get this." So I think these manufacturers are pretty smart about it. But back to the colors, the cactus gray is okay, but they need bright reds. Like, you guys know, I'm not a fan of this hot chili pepper red. I will say that they had a Ranger Raptor in this color, and it wasn't bad, but I don't like, there's the orange hue to it that I just do not like. I think in Australia, this is the one they call Sedona red. It's the exact same color. But I wish, like, the gray here, the carbonized gray metallic, I don't think this is what you guys call leadfoot, or what did you call it? I can't remember what you called it earlier, but there is a little bit more plain version of this they call leadfoot here in the United States they could do. There's some, not yellows, maybe, GM's got that on the Colorado. They got that kind of mustard yellow. I wouldn't suggest that, but at least GM did come out of the gate with some fun colors. Ford is right now currently, is there a goth person at Ford that this is the colors you get? Once again, I did get this color here, the shelter green, which I like quite a bit. But come on, Ford, give us something fun. You guys can do it. And when I come to that off roadeo, or whatever you call it, the Ranger School for the Raptors, I want a fun color to be in and drive. And to kind of end on that part of it, they didn't hold back. So if you're a Bronco guy, or you're a F-150 Ranger guy or Raptor guy, and you've kind of held back of maybe going to one of those schools, I will say, me and Kelly talked about this. I don't know how these Raptors survive a couple months of this. Now, I don't think they'll be everyday duty, because this is for Raptor owners, but it'll definitely be a weekend. They'll be running people through there on the weekends. And I mean, I beat the piss out of that thing. Not like trying to like run it into stuff, but I mean, I ran it hard. And when we did the jump, there was the jump on the Ultra 4 section of the course, which was fun. And customers get 3 laps. The press only got 1 lap on this course, which was kind of a bummer, because they were like, "Oh yeah, you're going to get multiple laps at this." And I think it was just we ran out of time, because normally they're going to run 8 people through this course at a time, and we were running 16, so we had big groups. And I didn't get to do the jump very well. My instructor was very nice and very thorough, but he was also very distracting when I was trying to drive. And so had I had another lap with this thing, I would have had a nice jump picture. I guarantee you that. But I did jump it. Kelly didn't get much of a jump on her lap that she did with it. But I think Kelly was a little hesitant, because you don't want to break these things, or you don't want to feel like you're going to break these things and tear up Ford's vehicles, because they do. I know on Broncos they make them sign a waiver, and there is insurance that you can get. Journalists, they didn't require that, but like I said earlier, if they do this with the Rangers, the same course, these trucks would be beat to piss, man. Like, they might as well just go crunch them when they're done with these things, because that's how much they let us go at this course. Driving out there, like I said, on the way back out, going out to the main course, it wasn't as fast, because we were all in a line. I think people were a little nervous. They didn't want to, how did we get to drive these vehicles? And once they turn you loose on their courses, coming back, man, people were ripping them. And like I said, 65 down the straight, like it was nothing. So, and my Bronco guys, if you're on this watching Monday, Bronco Talk Live, we're going to interview the Bronco Stampede there in Pigeon Forge. We've got that for the first half of the show. Then we're going to bring on a special guest who attended today. He attended the off roadeo. So if you're into Broncos, join us on that show. It'll be a lot of fun. Bring your questions, comments, guys. I know I have no show notes here. I've been a little rambly, I know. But if you have anything you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Let's see. Dirk says, I found not holding the brake pedal to the floor can bypass the auto start. There you go. D Cooper, still waiting on mine. Got a vacation in November, and hopefully it'll be here before, but don't know. I was hoping, honestly, on our Mustang, because I know it was built, and it won't take a day. obviously to get it from Flat Rock to Brighton Ford. I was hoping my flight back to Nashville, that I could have diverted it from Vegas to Michigan and drove the car home. I mean, I was waiting till the last minute, hoping I could divert that flight, and well, didn't happen. And we're by no means a big enough influence that I can go, hey Ford, release my Mustang, please. Let's see. No build date for Eric's. Eric, did you order Did you order the Ranger Raptor? Eric, you're like me, man. You order so many cars. I can never keep up. I did get to steal Bronco's question there. Shelter green is very nice, or really nice. Yes, it really is. But I was swayed. I was really swayed by the azure. But the what did it for me at the end was the orange accents on the interior of the truck, the code orange accents that they do for Ford Performance. I felt like it goes better with the green here of the Ranger Raptor than the it did on the Azure. Eric says he does like the Azure. Let's see. Kevin, what's going on, buddy? Why was hot pepper a standard color on the Ranger in 2019, and now it's a special color? You have to pay $500 more on the Raptor Ranger. That is a good question. Was it an upcharge color? Yep, it is. I will say, was it the exact same color, hot pepper red? I know they do like a hot pepper red. Was it the tinted clear coat? Because I know the clear coat's why they nail you. I had to do it on my Rapid Red. It was the same charge, $495 on Rapid Red for that clear coat kind of hue tint to it. But as far as that, I could not answer why, man. Maybe it's because it is an extra step, and I don't know. I couldn't even bullshit you on why that sometimes manufacturers start charging for stuff they didn't previously. School bus yellow. Oh, wait, wrong one. There it is. Valley Dude says school bus yellow would be cool, in my opinion. Something, maybe not the whole cyber orange, because you put the cyber orange next to a school bus, it's almost the same color. But yeah, I mean, something fun. Ford needs something fun in there to, not to excite. Obviously, there's a base. You put Raptor name on a go-kart, and people would probably be all excited what hadn't had the first one. Me included. I mean, that's how a buying society works, but just something more than these colors. Once again, I keep it up here. Not bad. Like I said, it's not the worst color in the world, but it's just, Azure. If you really want to pay for it, look, $1,000 for Azure. Cactus gray, which I like. I even like it on the Ranger, the current Ranger. But you would have thought with the new Rangers, they would have came out with a whole new, not whole new, I guess, palette of colors, but a 50% new colors. Like I said earlier, black, white, silver are the staples of the manufacturing in general. You'll always see those colors out there. And is it map? I was told map can only shoot 12 colors. So what do we got there? There's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 colors on that one. Let's see. What does the other ones offer? Do they have any different colors? No. So, you actually, well, you're not going to get shelter green on this, but let's see what the XLT, do they offer? Nope. So they can't say it's, well, we can't shoot these colors. Now I do know at map, they are right now in the middle of doing the Heritage Edition Broncos. So those are some colors they're using, but I guarantee they're only shooting at those colors right now because they're not shooting it. They just don't want to shoot it during however Ford paints them. I did talk to somebody about maybe getting a tour of Michigan Assembly Plant. I think that would be fun. Let's see. Oh, 120 down under says, yes, auto start stop is an issue here too. You guys down there, man, I don't know which part of the country you're in, but I know, what is it, each Providence, or what, I'm not sure what you call like counties that we call here in the United States. They each have their own weird individual laws, like 35-inch tires, or in some provinces are no-nos. The wheels can't stick out. I've watched some off-road videos down there where people are just driving to somewhere and the officers kind of harass them, and it seems like it's been an issue. Let's see. Should bring grabber line to the Ranger Raptor. But there would be some of these colors you're like, I don't know what the take rate would be, but they throw an extra $1,000 on it. Who cares? But if they would take that Jeep model, because let's do that real quick. Let me pull up. Let me pull this. Wait a minute. Let's pull up Jeep.com because Jeep. I will say for Bronco, yes, it's direct competition, but Jeep gives us a good idea where the market goes with colors, with fun colors. So I do like to look at them. Let's see, 24s, because I know they do have some new colors out. So, and once again, I know this is a mid-sized truck show, but we're talking about some colors here. So let's just hit build and price real quick. Just a normal Wrangler. I don't really care about this. Jeep Smart, though, they do. White is the only color they don't upcharge for. Everything else is an upcharge. And let's hit Rubicon because generally that's where you get all the cool colors. But look at the palette. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're shooting 11 colors in Toledo, Ohio. But there's some fun colors. Now, once again, yes, this is a Wrangler. So you might think, well, it's a little different. But some of these colors, I'm telling you, wouldn't be bad on the Ranger. Now pumpkin orange, no. And I like orange, but no, I wouldn't want that color on there. But like this kind of race red that Ford likes to do would be nice on there. This high velocity that they call this color, something like that would be. I'm telling you, man, I might have jumped to that with a Ranger Raptor, some fun color because these are sports cars in the truck world. And they should reflect that. Lamborghini doesn't do black and white only, and Lamborghini obviously makes you pay for colors, but they will do some fun colors. And something like this color here, they would do. You could do this Sarge green, like this kind of military green in some of the trucks. I think people would love it. And this gray here, which one is it? Stingray. No, it's this one here. I believe I love their dark grays. But once again, we're talking about Fords. But get some colors, Ford. Who in your manufacturing area, who is ever in charge of your pallets? Let's bring some fun because I think especially if you got an XL, say you want an XLT. So you want to right now you can only get the FX4 package. They will do a trimmer. It's coming. I know Ranger guys have been all upset that they didn't launch with trimmer. But if you get a trimmer package in that green or something fun like that, they were doing the splash. I think I don't remember if they kept doing it with the let's pull it up here real quick. Let's look at the current. I can't remember what all the trims on Ranger right now. They may not have much. Let's see. Yes, I acknowledge. Pain in the ass. All right. Let's just do build and price here real quick on these are the 23s. Once again, look at it. It's just boring. But I think they were doing last year in 22, they were doing the splash package. And I don't know if their website is so limited that you have to go to a dealership to do some of that stuff, or if they just don't do it anymore. But there's Race Red. No, I'm not a big fan of Ford's Race Red. But here is the Hot Pepper Red Metallic. See, now there is a charge for this. It's shown right there for $495, but it doesn't say tinted clear coat on that. I have a feeling too, this is why it's a little more orange. Maybe they're not doing that on that vehicle. Eric, you would know better than me. But yeah, just even once again, just nothing like fun. And let's do this. So this is Midsize Truck Talks and Gladiator. Not that it's super popular, but let's have they done their? I don't think they've updated their building for 24s just yet. But once again, we will go to the Rubicon because that's usually when they offer the most colors. But look, yes, it's too long looking little fun pickup truck, but there are some colors, some reds. There's a bright white. They do obviously have their kind of mellow palette of colors here. But give us something exciting. If you guys would like something exciting, please let me know. Bill Porter says the Jeep pea green looks awful in person. Are you talking about this Sarge green? I'm not a fan of it, Bill, by any means. I would agree with you if that's the color you're talking about. But once again, Ford needs to get into the color game. Let's amp that up just a little bit. Let's get past this bland. Looks like you got a few more spots there. You could throw some colors at Ford. Give us something. And once again, with Ranger Raptor especially, it's your sports car, it's your halo truck for midsize. It should reflect that. And there's nothing about their palettes. I'll bring it up once again. There's nothing about the palette of this vehicle right now. You know, even though I like the shelter green, if they had done a bright color, I probably would have been drawn to that bright color over this one. So, is what it is. See, guys. Oh no, the yellow green. I like that one, Bill. Personally, I like obnoxious colors though. So, but that's the fun of these palettes. There's something for everybody. D Cooper says cactus gray is my jam. I can't wait. That was the color I wanted on our Bronco. Me and Kelly fought about it, and then rapid red was the one color we could kind of agree on. And I think I like the rapid red was because Mustangs. It's always on Mustangs, and so I knew that color very well. The when they switched to hot chili pepper red, I remember seeing it on the current Rangers and being like, "Yeah, it's not for me." But anyways, let's see. Shotgun is insane. Let's see. Oh, my son still have Baja and Alaska. Love cactus gray on Broncos. Yes, that's a classic throwback color, man. It deserves to be on Broncos. And I'm not saying even on Ranger it doesn't look bad. Pull this up here again. I'll make it big so we can all see it. This is also one of those colors that does not, for whatever reason, the computer generated version of it doesn't represent it very well. But yeah, it's a throwback color for sure. Hell, Ford could do the robin's egg blue that they're doing on Heritage. That might be fun on this thing, man. But I will say, as a tradition, other than the orange, code orange, Ford, even with F-150 Raptors, have kind of had some like colors, just like I don't know. Maybe they just like, hey, if it's not broke, we don't want to tamper with it. Oh, let's see here. Eric says, I just didn't want cactus gray on Bronco and Raptor. You know, my driveway tends to be one color at a time. Like I didn't like black vehicles, and somehow we had a row of them. Just had a row of them for a while. Yes. The stuff you saw at the plant, those were definitely like, and that's because there was a lot of light on it too. But no, it's a great color on that truck, and I even talked to Kelly about this, and she's kind of swayed on cactus gray a little bit, and was like, it's not bad, because I told her when initially I was like, code orange, and then cactus gray, and of course then you see these azure and this shelter green, you're like, well, damn it. Yes, I have. If it's that velocity, if it's this color here you're talking about, Bill. Yes, I have a neighbor that has this in actually a Gladiator, and once again, I kind of like it. But at least they're doing something fun. At least one color, right? Let's see. Yuck, Robin's egg blue. Oh, come on, YouTube Car Spotters Guide. Have some fun with it. Let's see. I got you, but I have Ford Performance Blue on the Shelby, Cactus Gray Bronco, and needed azure to kind of go with it. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm jealous of your driveway, sir. Oh, any other questions or comments as we do this on this Friday night? I appreciate everybody being on tonight. Be sure to smash that like button for me. It just tells the stupid algorithm, hey, I like this content. Somebody with similar likes might like me, so it just forces YouTube to kind of share the show a little bit. We would greatly appreciate that. I do. Let's see. Let me bring. I want to bring this up. I want to show you guys a minute in that video, and I'm gonna, even though this is Bronco Talk, I want to share this video of Bronco Talk Ranger or midsize truck. I want to share this video in this chat. This is a video we did of the testing, and why I want to show the very end of this. If I can get it in there just right. Bear with me. All right, so I'll bring this up. Add it to the stream. So this was the very back course of this. This was the more of the Baja style we're running, and this is not where I hit 60 miles an hour, but this is the same material as I was running over here as I was running when we were coming out of the valley. This is what they call Raptor Valley. Now, I didn't stick the corner here very well. This was hard to tell too. As someone that's not familiar with this terrain, this course was hard to read because I was the first group that went through this stuff. Obviously, they've ran it themselves a few times, but it was hard to tell where the course was itself. So that's why you'll see me on the corners. And if I gotten a second lap, I would have done a lot better. But yeah, some of these corners, like I said, were just so damn hard to read. But Ford do this with the Ranger for Ranger Raptor, and I'm telling you, like I actually did jump right there. Please do this with the Ranger, because I would throw money down to go do this. I think it would be fun. Definitely, I think I was in Baja mode here on the Bronco. I will say my thoughts have changed on that the 3-liter in that thing, the twin turbo engine in that, because I took it out last spring. We had a viewer give us the keys to his Bronco Raptor. I believe his was code orange too. And they were riding with us, so I didn't want to like really get hard into it. But this was this is a manufacturer's vehicle that they want you to go get into it. And dude, this little thing would eat, and I think it sounds good. I did love the active exhaust on it. The first time Kelly's gotten to mess with active exhaust, so she kind of liked that. We have that coming on our Mustang, but she's never had a vehicle where she got to use it. But check that video out if you're curious. The last of the video is the whole course that I ran, the whole Baja style course. I wanted to give everybody the full experience of it. And I'm telling you, if you do this with the Ranger, people are going to love you, man. And you could use the same course. I think you would be fine. I think the Ranger will jump just as fine as the Raptor or the Bronco. I'd be excited. Once again, this is all dust from my damn trip out there. My poor GoPros. I've got footage, man, where we were running some of these trails, the 35 miles out, and there was so much dust on them. You could not see at all. And you can see all the white. The whole thing was white at one point. Like you just could not see the front of this thing. It was hilarious. Effed up my video though. But anyways, all right, guys. So that is Bronco or Ranger talk tonight. Talking Ranger Raptors here on Midsize Trucks, and I appreciate everybody being on. It didn't look like you guys had many questions or comments for me. So I know this is a different time, but I wanted to try out Friday nights. I see a lot of live streams on Fridays. So if you guys like this, please let me know in the comments if you liked it being on a Friday. I assume my audience is probably not trying to get to the bars, the 18 to 21-year-olds, whatever, trying to get out to the bars. So maybe this is enjoyable to you. I don't know. So in the comments, let me know what you think about this, guys. So thank you, 120 Down Under. Hopefully you subscribed. And I'll check your channel out because I always I'm coming to Australia the next 5 to 7 years. I'm coming to Australia because that's a bucket list. That in Japan, I want to see Tokyo, and then my life will be complete. But I've got enough people down in Australia that keep telling me, dude, here's my keys to my ute. Go take it. So I've got enough contacts down there that keep trying to get me to come down. So I'm coming down, man. So let's see. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or these badass Ranger Raptors, you guys know I'm going to drive. I'm going to. If they build the damn things. It's been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.